All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Having a really good trading day myself, and it was a great trading day. Thank you so much for all your messages, guys. I'm pretty good and doing really well.
Hi, thanks for watching my video. My name is Andrew Aziz and I'm the author of How to Day Trade for a Living. In this channel, I'm showing my daily trades on the US stock market. I hope that you enjoy the videos. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and welcome to my channel.
Just let's see what we did today. So I am mostly on the VOO, which is S&P 500, and I sold most of my TNA position. So for $17,000 profit, I still have 1,000 shares left here. And I have a big FOMO that now the bond market is rallying, representing by TLT. I have this problem that the bond market is really solid and I'm missing out on that. A lot of people are actually really getting into the portfolio of adding bonds to the portfolio. The traditional investment is 60-40, 60% stocks, 40% bonds, and I'm 100% stocks right now, so I'm thinking of maybe adding into some bonds. But day trading wise, AMD and Tesla was really nice. AMD was a trade that Brian and I did at the open. Tesla was a scalp that I did thanks to Jared. And there are a couple of questions that I want to answer in the chat room about the discussions that we had. So the number one question that I want to mention that at the open, someone in the community asked this question, and I'm going to do that, and our video editor is going to fix this. Someone says, Ross D says, how come you guys don't look at SERA, S-E-R-A? So, that's what he said. That he said that how come nobody watches SERA? So as the stock was up 150% at the open. And what I answered is that we usually avoid small caps and lower float stocks because they're very difficult. And Brandon said that low floats can be easily manipulated, crash hard, and for no reason. As mentioned, John is 12 million float. Is kind of a low float stock. We stay away from this kind of stocks. Even though you can trade it, like I think Amen trade that. But when they get the momentum, they have this rip, but they're really risky. I used to trade that. Danny Singh said that, 4 or 5 years ago. I remember when he used to trade these things a few years ago. But what I found is that these stocks are really not sustainable in active trading because this kind of moves doesn't happen all the time. Let me actually show you how they're being traded. They're not really sustainable. They're not happening all the time, and they are extremely difficult to trade, to manage the risk. This is SERA, as you see here. So it was trading 150% up. It was really choppy. At one point, it went up from $6 to drop to $4 with 2 million shares volume. It's a huge volatility. If you go long here for the break of half the day, then it drops on you and doesn't come back, you're really screwed. Sometimes, really squeezes up like this, like it really popped up, volume picked up, and really the short squeeze happens. But it doesn't happen all the time. This is just sometimes that it happens, and the volatility is really difficult on that. It pops up from $8 to $9. It's so difficult to manage your risk trading these low float stocks. That's why in our community, even though they're really attractive for the undercapitalized traders, the people who have $500, $1,000, and they want to make a lot of money, we stay away from them and we really don't trade them. But today we traded AMD. AMD had some earning, some news that apparently they want to come up with a chip. They were opening up very strong. I did a very nice typical 1 minute range breakup. I went long. As soon as it didn't go below the VWAP for going back up, I went long, added more. A strong 121.63, a strong big ask at 122, and I partialed out all the way up to 122. And you see the last piece I got out at 121.88. So this was a very nice typical standard 1 minute range breakup that I did. And after that, I got to stop that. And again, trade management is very important. So what you want to do here is, when you start partialing, you bring your stop loss all the way to the break even. You don't want to let this one pass as your entry point, so you don't want to give any profit back. Brian also traded this at the open, which was very successful. And the next trade that I did was Tesla. Tesla was a little bit choppy at the open. And what I did was I noticed that Jared was trading it. He called it that he's long from the VWAP. I saw that volume is coming up, so I went long at 244. I got a couple of partial fills, really breaking out all the way up to R4. So that was a really nice scalp, and I got out at again. As we discussed, when you start partialing, so when you go long, you start partialing, and you see that you get out at the break-even point. So that was the second trade that I did. But this is a very interesting thing. I want to actually show you a couple of screenshots that we did in the chat room, and again, our editor is going to fix it. So this is the moment that Jared called it. That's 940 or 640. He called it that 240, 250 risking area, looking to see if it calls, and then he looked for a gamma squeeze, and that's what the moment that I actually got that. So thank you, Jared, for calling this. Another thing that I found here was that at one moment, Paris said, I'm short Tesla. Right around that same time, I think they were typing, he said, I'm long heavy Tesla 244. So you see two traders at the same time trading one ticket in completely opposite direction. They're typing even at the same time. I'm long, I'm short heavy. And at the end of the day, the experienced traders really make money, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which stock and which direction you take. How you actually manage your position and manage your risk is very important. Let's see how, for example, Paris traded. So Paris traded, for example, he was short around here. He was short around here when he actually got long. So he wasn't in any position when I was long. And then he shorted at the top, exactly around the time that I got out of my position, and he made money out of his short and added these pullbacks. And again, he added another short really nicely. So as you see, Paris, which is a really experienced trader, he trades exactly around the same time as me and Jared, but manages directly added direct, different. So he shorts here, like this is probably a better trade. So he goes short, add, and then drops partial below the VWAP, and then on the pullback he adds more, and then he got the stops out. Again, the rule of trade management is very important. And again, he sees weakness in the order flow, 245.20. He goes short, and again, it gets really this nice drop on that. And again, guys, so a lot of people, asking me at the open that, okay, Andrew, what are you watching? Are you watching long or short? And I'm saying I really depend to see how the price action is. I don't really have that much of a bias yet to see if the price is going to go up or down. I will have to see the price action and make the decision and trade management based on that. So anyways, so that was a really good trading day. We see TLT, the bond market is just rallying, man. I have a serious FOMO on that. So we had this discussion with Brian that, so the open position here, I should probably sell some of my VO and buy TLT, or maybe I'm kind of synthetically long on TLT because I sold puts, but maybe I can roll over this one. So instead of 80, I cover this profit and then sell, at 90 or, something like that for the end of next year, so I can get exposure when the market is going to go up. But I really need to consider to rebalance my portfolio, because I think the bonds are going to rally. They were really oversold last year. And now a lot of hedge funds and a lot of investment firms are adding bonds into the portfolio. So the yields are reversing. So the long-term interest rates are, really dropping. So because we probably reached the max of, the financial tightening. So Jared shared his trade. Actually, let me share Jared's trade as well. Thank you so much, Jared. Let me open up your trade again. Again, the Tesla trade, as you see here, again, completely different. So he went long, partial, he adds, partial, he adds, and eventually I think he got stopped out of somewhere around here. So again, traders trade differently, they manage differently, they add or remove the partials differently, and they all make money at the same time. Or even if they lose, it means that there is no one correct way of trading. There are millions of ways of correct way of trading, and that's what we do. But TLT is seriously going up, and I'm seriously concerned about my life because I am not in bonds. All right, guys, have a good day. Thank you so much. And tonight we have the presentation by Dr. Reed, our very own Dr. Reed, one of the most experienced trading coach and psychologist. And looking forward to see you guys in the chat room tonight. I'm going to send a newsletter and remind everybody from tonight's presentation.